Comedian David Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. So I was talking about dancing and girls and all that sort of stuff last week, and it brought up an old memory. So I used to have this huge crush on this girl named Sarah. If I remember, it was Sarah Woodward. This is when I was living in Cheltenham just before I got kicked out of school there. And she was the year above. And I was like, what was I? I was like year 7, year 8. I was like around 12, 13. I had no fucking idea. I had no game plan. My only game plan was I am going to intensely stare at her in the eyes. I'm going to make intense eye contact with her every single time she walks past me. Like intense, like lock in and just wait for her to look away. That was my game plan. I'm like, that should convey the message that I'm trying to send out there, shouldn't it? Why is this little cunt in the year below me staring at me like this? Also walking into walls while he's doing it. So that's what I did. I did that for like a year. I didn't speak to her. I didn't even attempt to speak to her. I didn't do anything else. Just intense eye contact every time I walked past her, which was probably twice a day. So twice a day for 2 years, crazy eye contact. And I had no other plan. I had no plan to talk to her. I wasn't going to do anything. I was just going to continue that. If I was still at high school there and she was still there, I'd probably still be making eye contact. That's it. I wouldn't have done anything. Anyway, there used to be these like underage dance parties in Moorabbin, and this particular one was at the Sandbelt Hotel. It's still there now. It's a dump. It's a pokies den. It was always a dump, but they used to do these underage discos, dance parties, and everyone used to go to them. They sucked. They really sucked. You would get a little bit high or you'd get a little bit drunk before it and it would be okay, but everyone used to go, so it was whatever. And so I went to this one and there was some drama about some other shit that I was in and I wasn't really paying attention to it, but a lot of guys were dancing on the dance floor. There was this guy, Luke Perturbo. I think that's his name. I don't know how I remember his name, but he used to do a really good fucking Michael Jackson. He could moonwalk and side moonwalk and do all this shit. And even though it looked retarded and he was slightly retarded, everyone loved it. He used to do a hell of a robot as well. He could fucking really robot. Anyway, I am standing on the side of the dance floor a few meters back from the action and I can't dance and I'm not high and I'm not drunk. I'm just standing there watching everyone else dance and there's heaps of girls dancing and heaps of guys. Heaps of guys could dance, mainly the wogs, but I couldn't at this stage. So I'm just watching and I can't be fucked with anything else. And I'm just standing there. And I'm like, fuck these cunts, fuck this, I hate all this is bullshit, I just want to get out of here. And then in the middle of this negative attitude, I look like right next to me. There's no one else around, it's just me. I'm just standing there by myself with like an angry look on my face. And so I look next to me and this Sarah girl that I've been making intense eye contact with for the last year has come and stood like right next to me, like right in my zone. And I just went in. It's like my full mind, body, everything went into full shock and paralysis. And I was like in paralysis. I'm like, fucking what? I didn't understand the situation. I didn't understand it at all. But she stood right next to me and for like 2 hours. I'm not even joking here. For like 2 fucking hours, she stood there and gave me every single signal she could possibly give me as a female besides actually grabbing me. And I didn't pick up on any of it. I was too scared to even turn my head 45 degrees to look at her out of the corner of my eye. I just pretended she wasn't there. Occasionally I did look at the corner of my eye, and she was like twirling her hair and she was doing like these ones. And I had no idea, and I was not making a move. I wasn't even really thinking of making a move. It wasn't even striking me to make a move. It was like, what is she doing there standing next to me like this? At one point, because I hadn't moved in like an hour, I went to the toilet just to get some blood flowing into my legs again. And I was starting to cramp up because like none of my body had moved. And so I went to the toilet. I made very brief eye contact with her. I came back to the toilet. She's still standing there. And I just went back and stood exactly where I was standing. Didn't like speak, didn't do anything. Just went into the same paralysis as I left. And so after like 2 hours of this, it's so retarded. After 2 hours of just standing there without moving, it was like time to leave. And so she walked off and I walked off, and I was like, she didn't even like speak to me or anything like that. Like, I swear to God, I had no idea what was going on. And it wasn't until maybe 10 years later. No, it would have been, about 10 years later, I was like having a drink somewhere and that scene popped into my head. I was like, oh, remember I had that huge crush on that girl? And then she came and stood next to me for 2 hours and she was twirling her hair and she was like huffing and trying to get my attention, and oh, fuck. I was absolutely gutted when I put it together 10 or 12 years later. I was like, oh, fuck. I'm not saying I would have fucking got her, but I was like, oh, maybe you could have said something. Girls generally don't ditch their friends and everything else just to stand next to someone for fucking 2 hours. It really affected me. I was really fucking hurt when I realized what happened a decade later. That's how quick I am. That's how sharp I am. It only takes me half a lifetime to figure things out. So, yeah, but if I knew how to dance at that point, it's just like, would you like to dance? Let's go, babe. Let's go, chick. I've got 2 fucking wolves in me, and one of them could be you. That would have worked much better. So, yeah, there's going to be missed opportunities, guys and girls. She's probably thinking the same thing. She's probably like, remember that fucking freak that stared at me for fucking like a year, and then I stood next to him and he did nothing, and then he went back to staring at me? She's thinking, that wasn't really a missed opportunity. For her, she's like, thank God. Thank fucking God. Anyway, that's another reason to learn to dance, guys, so you don't live with regret forever, for the rest of your life. Get out there and cut a rug, guys. Anyway, fucking that'll do for tonight, and I'll see you the fuck later.